Hello, good evening, and welcome. Shades of David Frost. That's going back a bit. I can barely remember. It's Sunday evening. It's 31st of August, and it is exactly 8:30 in the evening. So, hello. Welcome to my Flosstube. I'm Ali. We Scott in Yorkshire. Sorry. And welcome back if you're a returning subscriber, viewer, and hello and welcome if you've arrived here for the first time and you're wondering what on earth is going on. I'll just make myself a bit more comfortable. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, so we'll carry on as we always do. We'll start off with 5 and 5. For those of you who don't know what 5 and 5 is, it is 5 projects worked over 5 days each. So from the 1st to the 5th, from the 5th to the 10th, etc., etc. The last one, number 5, is always my roll the dice project, and I roll the dice on the 1st of every month, which means I'm rolling the dice tomorrow. Sharon. Right, without any further ado, let me get out the first one. Pull this bag over a bit, so it'll probably fall over now. You know me and my many bags. Okay, so what we got? What have we got? Where is everything? Where is the first one? It should be in there. Hang on a sec. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh. Come on then, where are you? Oh, there you are. Hiding at the very bottom. Right, so number 1 is my Blue Ticks bookmark, and I meant to bring up the other bookmark. I was talking about the other bookmark when I last filmed, and I couldn't remember what it was, and I do remember now. It was another one of these, the heritage, whatever they are, textile heritage collection, and it was Old Roses, I think. Now, in saying that, I think I have in here, and I should have in here, it was a 3-parter. There we are, all stuck together. I can say it. See, I should have thought about this earlier, shouldn't I? I've been downstairs watching Flosstube, actually. So yeah, this was a 3-parter. There was a bookmark. There was, it's a damask rose, not an old rose. So there was a scissor keep, a needle case, and a bookmark. That's the scissor keep. And that is the needle case. And the bookmark is, it's basically, I think it's got 2 of the roses on it. I'll try and remember. It's in a book on my bedside table at the moment. So if I remember, somebody might have to remind me to bring it up, and I'll show you it. And then you can see both of them together, because I am determined that these Blue Ticks are going to be finished this time around. Just bear with me a second. I'm just going to, no, you know what, I'm going to leave that for now, and I'll put them back in a minute. So anyway, here's the Blue Ticks. And I did show you this earlier in the month. 3rd Blue Tick has been started. and whoops, the whole border has been stitched round. So once I get this last little blue tick, give him the rest of his body and his tail, all I've got to do is the back stitching, and there are some long stitch and French knots on the flowers, and then that's it, it's done. And then all I need to do after that is make it up, and there is some nice blue felt to go on the back, and whoops, a nice cord as well. So that will all be, hopefully, she says, sorted out. I'm going to be picking this up tomorrow, as it's the first of the month, and hopefully it will be, the stitching will all be finished by the 5th, which is Friday. I'm travelling through to Chester on Friday, as I'm going to the Cheshire Stitchers Day retreat in Halsby, in Cheshire. So going through stopping with Di for the weekend, so we'll get loads of stitching done, and I could possibly do a little bit of stitching on the train depending on how busy the train is. So we'll see how it goes. And everybody today's been on our little chat's been going, "What you're bringing on Saturday?" And I'm like, "I don't know yet." I'll get there. I'll make that decision probably on Friday morning when I'm packing my case. Okay, so that was number 1. So number 2 is always my Little House Needlework seasonal samplers, and I am currently working on summer, which is this one. There we go. These are lovely little designs, and they are little designs, but they pack a lot in. Designs are this 77 wide by 45 high, so not awfully big at all. Probably about, do I have a, no, oh we do, tell you how big they are. I always have tape measures around. So that's just about 5.5 inches, and this is on 28 by 3 on 28 count. I think, what did they suggest? It doesn't actually say. It doesn't give you any preference of what to stitch it on. I would imagine it probably was stitched on a 32 count for the model. But yeah, that is summer, so this is where I am with it at the moment. You can see that, and that's it alongside spring. And I have winter in there as well, which will go underneath spring. And when I was speaking to Di earlier this week, and we're planning a visit to Create Nostalgia, and I said, oh, I could probably get autumn when I'm there. So going through for my birthday weekend. And I've also been asked by one of my friends at Knit and Natter if I can pick her something up as well. So definitely need to go now. So this is being stitched on. Nice piece of linen. It's a 28 count Zweigart, and it's antique ivory. It's really nice to work on. I'm really enjoying working on this. And I've got a big bit left at the end that I can use for another project. I'm really enjoying working on these samplers. They are so nice to work on. Can't wait to get started on December. So hopefully when I pick this up, I will probably be taking this through to the weekend with me, so that I can do some work on it there, as that's what I would be working on if I was at home. Let's show you December, not December, winter as well. Oops. There you go. Oops, sorry. I've got a slightly different setup this week because I forgot to bring up my bookshelf thing. So it's and I'm a bit further back as well. In fact, I won't bring it forward. These charts all come with the threads. So the winter, this is the palette for winter. They're all classic Colourworks threads. And that's the palette for winter, which is really nice. That red looks a lot lighter than it actually is. It's called Campfire. But really nice shades in that, and I'm loving the shades that are in summer as well. And then you've got, because you don't use a lot of the threads, and I think it's not in this one. It's 12 grain has come out both in spring and summer. So, and I get a skein of each in each design. So I've got one that I haven't even used yet. So good way of building up a collection of classic Colourworks. Right, so after the samplers comes winter. Nice straw project bag, straw McCook. So I'll just pop that down there. Kindle, show you winter. Oops. Come on, make up your mind. What way are you going to go? Yeah, I know it's me. Anytime you like. Okay, pattern keeper. I was playing with pattern keeper earlier on because I've just added a new chart, but I shall show you that in a little while. Right, okay, so winter. Here it is. It's the winter sampler. And it's by Croquetta Go-Go. And it is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Just beautiful. She has brought out the rest of the seasons now, plus a Halloween one as well, which I probably won't do. I'm not really a Halloween person. I know one of our stitchy friends, Tan, I know she's going to be doing Halloween. But she doesn't like houses, so she really is only going to be doing the bit at the bottom with all the animals on. But hey, I'll do the whole thing because I like the owls and the cardinals in the tree. Yeah, I love this one. So, I know I keep saying I want to get that fox finished, and every time it comes out something gets in the way. But it is coming on. It's got a lovely little face. And that's the whole thing as it is so far. This has been done on 28 count bone Jobelan, which is my go-to neutral fabric. It's been done using the called for DMCs, which are all in there. I haven't even put these onto floss drops. There you go. That's the palette. So it's a nice palette. Nice greens and reds and silvery whites. So that can pop in there. I'm loving this so much. I saw it a few years ago. A lady called, sorry, I'm getting itchy leg, Stitching Bunny on her very first Flosstube. And I'm sitting watching it going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I've got to have it. Pen and piece of paper, scribbling it down quickly. Had never heard of Croquette Go-Go. But I managed to find it and I was like, sold. Straight away. And I don't normally do that. Normally I will see something and I think, right, I'll buy it, you know, I'll be getting paid soon, so I'll buy it then. Or if I've got something coming up, like a birthday or Christmas is coming up, or Easter or something like that, and I'll say, right, I'll buy myself that for Easter or my birthday or whatever. But I don't normally just jump in and go, yeah, I need to have that, bang. So yeah, I absolutely love it. Her designs are gorgeous, they really are. They're absolutely super. Right, moving on to number 4, and that is this is called Spring Awakening. And again, this is on PDF. So we will park that. There we go. Here's Spring Awakening. And there it is. And again, this is just gorgeous. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, there it's back again. There we go. Just beautiful. I don't know what it was that just jumped out to me. I love the wording on it. It says, spring unlocks the flowers to paint the laughing soil, which is lovely. And loving flowers and gardening and all things bright and beautiful, if you like. I mean, it's got snowdrops all around it, which one of my favourite flowers, and I have happy memories of picking snowdrops when I was a little girl, and which of course you're not allowed to do anymore. Um, Same as bluebells, you're not allowed to pick bluebells either. And near where our church was, where I grew up, there used to be a big house at the bottom of that lane. It was called Castle Milk House, and it belonged to the Stewart family. And um, after they moved out of the house, I think it just got too big for them. It became a children's home, and we had a little girl called Mary in our class for a year, and she lived at the children's home. And I remember going back with her one day after school and be totally mesmerised by this house. I mean, it was impressive from the outside, but oh my goodness, the inside, it had sweeping staircases, and she took me up and showed me the dorm where she slept and everything. And I was just like, I remember my mum always used to threaten to send me to home if I didn't stop being naughty. I wasn't a naughty child. I wasn't naughty at all. I was as good as gold. But you know, if I looked at her the wrong way, I was being naughty. She always used to say she was going to send me to Rosie's home, which was over in, I don't know, Renfrewshire somewhere. I think near Bridgeway or something like that. And I, after my little visit to Catamount House, I turned round to Mum and said, "Mum, can I just go to the one down the road instead? It's much nicer." So she never threatened me with Rosie's home after that. I better show you this, hadn't I? Instead of waffling on here. So, when you last saw this, I had gone wrong, hadn't I? So I had to do a little bit of frogging. Let me just put the needle somewhere else. There we go. So the zigzags at the bottom, I'd counted wrong. I'd only put in 11 stitches and there should have been 12 in each leg. So I had to frog it back, and as you can see, I have restitched it, and I've added in the foliage for the snowdrops so that it mirrors the one at the top. So all I've got to do when I pick this up is finish off the snowdrops, and then that whole part of it will be finished. Now, I don't know whether to move up the way or whether to start the outside border and work my way up to the top that way, and then work my way down with the rest of it. But I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But I'm really, really pleased with how this is looking so far. I mean, it looks lovely just like that, doesn't it? Obviously, with the rest of the snowdrops in. But yeah, you could do that, and then that would be it. Perfectly happy with that. But I want to do the rest of it because it is lovely. So there we go. So that is Spring Awakening. It's by Stitches Through the Years. And again, it's done on 28 count Joberlin in bone. And using the called for, running away. Called for DMC threads. I did start putting them onto floss drops, and then I get fed up. So the rest of them are still here. So I've only been using really the same 4 shades for the last little while on this. So maybe once I move up to the top, I might start sorting out the threads onto the floss drops. So that is Stitches Through the Years. That's number 4. Which brings us up to number 5, which is my roller dice project. And this month, that is Wind, Moon and Fairy. And here she is. She is just stunning. And she's got a black cat. And I didn't when I first got this, but I have now. So I guess this is my shadow project. But she's like, those shades of blue are just amazing. So the fabric that came with it was a very ordinary Ada. It's a sort of bluey grey. And it's perfectly serviceable, but I took one look at it and thought, no, I know what I am going to use to stitch this up. And even though it's actually a full coverage piece, even though you won't be able to see the fabric, I know what it's stitched on, so I'm happy. So it's stitched on Winter Skies by Sparklies, and this is where I've got to so far. I've actually done quite a lot this month. I'm really, really pleased with how far I've got on with it. Might get a little bit more done tonight. We'll see how I go. Given that it's well, it's nearly 9 o'clock now, and I'll probably be in bed by about 10. Because of course tomorrow's Monday and I've got to get up for work. Roll on me timing. So I may get a tiny little bit more done. I'm using this very dark, it's a sort of navy blue at the moment, and I would like to get a little bit more done on it. And the bit that I'm stitching, see if I can show you it, it's this little bit there, which is almost like a little triangle, if you can see it. That's the bit I'm working on at the moment. Just that little bit in there. So I do have quite a lot still to do. And when you look at it and you think, oh, I've done loads, and then you look at it in the whole scheme of things and you think, actually, no, I've not really done that much at all. But I've enjoyed stitching on it this month. I was pleased that it had come out. Because it's such a lovely, lovely design. I have seen it actually as a diamond pattern. And I had to order it from America because I couldn't get it over here as could only get it in kit form, couldn't get it as a chart, and it had to be ordered from America because you couldn't get it over here at all. I think Stuart the Cook has bought it. Whether he's started on her or not, I don't know. So let us know, Stuart, whether you've done it or not. I had it with me yesterday at Knit and Natter, and oops, sorry, lost my cushion. The girls were saying, there's a heck of a lot of thread you've got there, and they're not half wrong. There's loads of it, absolutely loads of it. But it's a Dimensions Gold kit, and they always come with loads and loads of fabric. So put this all back in here. Just come on. Actually, I probably could put that Ada in with the rest of the Ada. Get that in there. Lost the ribbon. There we go. So that was roll the dice. As I said, tomorrow is 1st of September, so I will be rolling the dice tomorrow. So please join me for that. I have no idea what time I'll be doing it. I may run up in my lunch hour, or I may just do it lunch hour. That's the last. We only get half an hour. I may wait until I finish work entirely, and then feed the kids, and then run up here and do it. I'll see how I go. Need to take a drink. Just bet this. Okay, so that is all the stitching. Only one bit of haul. Oh, everything's falling down. As I said, I was playing about with Pattern Keeper earlier on because I was adding a new chart in. And this is it. It's another Stitches Through the Years, or Stitches... Is it Stitches Through the Years? Come on, Allie, get grip. Yes, Stitches Through the Years. And this is called Summer in the Country. Come on. It's absolutely gorgeous. He's got sheep in. And I'm in Yorkshire, so got to have something with sheep in. The wording says, where flowers bloom, so does hope. Which is a very nice sentiment, isn't it? Oh, there's a little rabbit in there as well. Another bird is this little chick, a baby chick. This looks like a swan. And another chick. I think it's a chick. And there's a bird. Two birdies. So yeah, it's a lovely, lovely little design. I'd seen this a while ago. It popped up on their Facebook page. And I took one look at it and I thought, oh yeah, I've got to have that. And today I thought, just been paid. I've not bought anything for ages. So yeah, why not? So I spent this afternoon loading it all into Pattern Keeper. Now you can either do it in DMC, or it uses Gast, Weeks Dye Works, and CC. Colour. I can't remember. What am I like? You're all shouting at me now, telling me what they are. Where are they? Hang on a sec. Where's Classic Colourworks? I didn't even need to look. So classic, because it just says CC here. It doesn't say anything else. So yeah, so there's one DMC that you use, which hasn't got a hand dyed to go. It says Classic Colourworks there. So this one was stitched on 40 count parchment linen. I will probably go for a linen, but obviously I won't go for 40 count because it will never get done. So it will probably be done on 28 count. something very similar, I think, probably to what I'm using for the seasonal samplers. But yeah, you've got Weeks Dye Works, you've got gas threads, and you've got the two classic colour works as well. So it's it's lovely. Her designs. She has an Etsy page. She also has a Facebook page, and her designs are just absolutely beautiful. I just adore them. But this one is just stunning, and I can't wait to start it. But I need to get the threads first and decide what fabric. So it's not going to be a start anytime soon. Watch this space though. So that was my one and only haul. I've also had a little bit of kindness come my way last week. The lovely Sharon, who is Might As Well Stitch on Instagram. She doesn't do Flosstube. She contacted me. She's one of my followers and subscribers. And she contacted me, it was last week or the week before, saying she had a couple of charts that she would like to send to me. Could she have my address? And I said, yeah, go on then. It's very kind of you. And she said, oh no, I want you to have them. So we were going back, sent the address and everything. And she was like, right, I'm going up to the post office this morning. And then she messaged me again. She said, right, that's them, they're on the way. And I said, right, I'll start stalking the postie. And I didn't get a chance to stalk the postie because it arrived the next day. But it arrived in a big box. And I thought, it's an awful big box for a couple of charts. Ha! So, there was a lovely card, which I'm going to put up here. Put it on display up here. Really pretty. It's a painting. No, it doesn't say. I might have said if it's a painting, but it doesn't. It is really pretty. There's a fox there. We all know how much I love my foxes. In fact, it's a very nice landscape. It's lovely. So I'm going to put that up here. I'll put that there. There was 2 packets of these for the teenagers. They've had one already. They were getting a little handful every day. It lasts longer when there's only one of them, because Bramble would, she would get them. She wouldn't get them every day, but she'd get them a couple of times a week. And she had this little mouse thing that rolled about. You remember Weebles? Let's go back a bit as well. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. And this has got little holes in it, and you put the treats in, and then the cat knocks it about to get the treats out. And I gave this to a pair of them when they first arrived last year, and Bambi literally ripped it apart. She just ripped the head off it and ate all the treats, and poor Shadow just sat there sort of looking at her going, it's mine. So I always make sure that Shadow gets some. So there was, as I say, there was 2 packs of these for the unruly teenagers. There was a lovely pair of scissors. Aren't they pretty? I think they look quite Frida Kahlo-ish. I may be wrong. They're very, very pretty. So in fact I can put them up here in my scissor cloth. I'll put them there for now. And then all of these charts have come from the historic sampler. Historic sampler company, Cotton and Twine. And they're absolutely gorgeous. And I need to say, Sharon, you have got me pegged exactly right, because I love every single one of these. So first one is this one with the pretty swans. And you can see it on the back. That's it, been made up into a little pillow. And you get the chart. So you get the chart. So you get a black and white version, and you get a colour version. You get all your instructions inside, and it tells you all the colours that you're going to be using. So all the little extra bits. So here we have beautiful fabric. Now, let's see what fabric it is. Let's say what the fabric is. Now it says it's 16 count, Ada, but this isn't 16 count. It doesn't say what shade it is either. It's a nice sort of bluey grey. I think it's 30. Don't come back. I've just knocked them over. Oh, you numpty. Yeah, it looks as if, definitely looks as if it might be a 32 count. Sharon will be able to tell me if it is or not. Probably is. So, but it's really nice, beautiful, absolutely beautiful fabric, absolutely gorgeous. Right, where's the rest of the bag? You've got the threads. You have a piece of candy striped fabric to go on the back of the pillow. And you have some rickrack to go around the pillow. I think it's absolutely lovely, and I can't wait to do it, because I think that is going to look really, really nice up here in the classroom. Get these in there. There we go. Oh, and the fabric. Don't forget the fabric, Ali. I need to put these into some bags so that they don't all fall apart all over the place. So that is that one. That is the May 2025 design. So I'm going to put that. Now, I've managed to drop one on the floor. Such an umpty. So, oh, oh, I'm as stiff as an old board. Right, don't fall over. Okay. Right, show you that one. Right, okay, so the next one was this one. And this is so cute. I absolutely adore this. I love my bees. It is so simple, but it is just so pretty. I adore it. So this one, again, you get the chart, you get the colour chart, on one side, black and white on the other. So, you know, depending on whether you prefer colour or black and white, I can work from either, to be honest. I don't have any preferences. And she has sent what is left of the threads as well. I do remember Sharon doing this one actually. So there's that one. Just gorgeous. That's it when it's framed. Isn't it lovely? It's just beautiful. So that can go down there. And then we have this one. So this is June 25 design. A little birdhouse. Little birdies. So sweet. I just love it. And again, you've got your chart, colour and black and white. And you've got the little bag. You've got your fabric. And this is, let's have a look. It's 16 count Ada. It's nice and soft. You've got a hook to frame it with. I presume to use to stitch it and then to frame it with. And you've got the threads as well. That's a really nice palette actually. Beautiful colours in there. Isn't it lovely? So, can you imagine when I open things up and I'm looking at it, I'm going, oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. Oh, I want to stitch that. Oh, I want to stitch it. Yeah, I want to do that. I did, in fact, when the package arrived, I had gone upstairs to lie down because I'd taken a migraine while I was working downstairs. And I literally had just gone upstairs to lie down when the postman arrived. So I went downstairs to get the parcel, brought it back upstairs with me, got back into bed and sat in bed and opened it up. So it really cheered me up no end. Unfortunately, it didn't do anything for my migraine. It did cheer me up a great deal. Right, next one is this one. Spring chicken. Oh, they're adorable. I can see this hanging in my kitchen. So we have the chart. This is an older one, March 2020. So you've got the chart, which obviously I won't show you. I don't know, I think this one is just black and white. I don't think they've started doing the colour ones. You can see how they've changed the way they do things over the years. So you've got the instructions. So it's done on 16 count Ada or 32 count linen. And it's stitched in DMC. That's the colour palette. You can see that nice bright orangey red. And you can get, because it shows you, it's made up with a lovely oval frame, and you can get the oval frame from their website. So I need to have a look into that. It's just absolutely gorgeous. They're so cute. Adorable. So that was that one. Put that back in there. There we go. Okay, and then the last one is this one. That is so pretty. The colours are just gorgeous. Right. So again, you've got the chart. Let's see, there's the instructions. So this one was from June 22. So it's a 16 count Ada or 32 count linen again. And we've got the 16 count Ada in here. There we go. Nice bit of swag art. And we have the colour palette as well, which is lovely. Really, really pretty colours. And again, the chart is, this one is actually colour and black and white. So they're just beautiful. All of them are just absolutely gorgeous. Back in there like that. There we go. And I'd never actually I'd heard Stuart talking about the historical sampler and Cortland Twine, but I didn't realise that it was one in the same company. And he was talking about the subscription boxes. In fact, I was watching Flosstube this morning, and both he and Just So Sherry were showing their subscription boxes, which have just arrived, which has got the Halloween stuff in. And apparently, I think the subscription boxes are about £20 a month, depending on whether you're having linen or Ada. I think it's slightly more for linen. But they're just absolutely gorgeous, Sharon, and I can't thank you enough for thinking of me and being so generous. They're gorgeous. I absolutely love them. I was quite overwhelmed by the box when it arrived, and I opened it up and I saw what was in it. So thank you from the bottom of my wee Scottish heart. Thank you very, very much. What time is it? 53. So nearly an hour. So what else can I tell you? Roll dice is tomorrow. Teresa Wentzler. We were doing Teresa Wentzler Wednesdays this month, weren't we? Right. So I'd done some on the Castle Sampler, which I showed you, and I also did some on the Lady of Shalott. So then I came to do some on Tempest in a teacup. Cat fluff everywhere. To be honest, I haven't got very far. This is... So let's get the start of one wing. What I was planning to do is do the border all the way round, and I thought that might help me to get on with the rest of it. And I sat down one night to do it, and then realised that half the colours that I needed to make up the blends were up here somewhere. So what I'm going to do before I go back downstairs when I finish filming is I'm going to get those blends together and then do a little bit of the border, maybe do 100 stitches, and then at least, it's not Wednesday, but at least I've got another little bit done on it. And then it will go away until we come up for some other reason to have a Teresa Wentzler Wednesday, which we might have to have at some point over the next couple of months. But Tempest is lovely. He's very cheeky. Looks as if he's only got one eye there, but he hasn't. So I'll keep you posted on that. As I said, I'm through at the Cheshire Day Retreat this coming Saturday. Going through on Friday. And then spend the day with all the Stitchy girls in Cheshire on Saturday. Really looking forward to that. And then spending the rest of the weekend, obviously with Di coming back on Sunday. And then I've taken Monday off. So I've got blood tests on Monday. I'd already taken the day off anyway, but I now have blood tests on Monday. I should have had them this past Monday, but they cancelled it, so I've rearranged it for this coming weekend. So that's a nice lot. I'm taking Thursday off as well, because I want to run up to the local supermarket and get one of the big boxes of cat food, because my neighbour is very kind of looking after the kits who are currently downstairs. I need to do that, and I've got a couple of other things that I need to do a bit of running about on Thursday. And then Friday, get up and have a leisurely start to the day, and then I think I'm getting the 2:05 tray through to Chester, and I'll come into Chester and pick me up, and we'll get home, and then we'll have some Chinese food like we normally do on a Friday, and then the weekend can start properly. So bring it on! I can't wait. And I've only got 3 days to work this week as well, which is even better. So as I was saying, I've got blood tests arranged for a week on Monday. When I phoned up to rearrange the blood tests after they cancelled them, the receptionist told me that the doctor wanted to speak to me about the results from my echocardiogram. So I've got that, I think, on the 11th, which I think is a week on Thursday, I think. So we'll see what she's got to say about that. Normally, if it's just come back, because the chest x-ray came back and it was just didn't show anything out of the ordinary. But I suppose the echocardiogram is a bit more in depth. And it's looking specifically at your heart rather than just the chest as a whole. So we'll see what she's got to say about that. Still haven't had the results of the sleep test back. Although I have been using the magnesium spray over the last week or so, and I've stopped spraying it on my legs because it makes my legs tingle, and they do say about the spray that it has a tingle, but because my skin gets very irritated on my legs anyway, it makes them worse, and then I just claw at them, just scratching them. So what I'm doing now is I'm spraying it on my arms and massaging it in, and I'm sleeping so much better. In fact, I'm pretty sure I didn't wake up through the night at all last night, until I think I woke up about 7, went to the bathroom, came back into bed, and then the alarm went off for some reason at 8 o'clock. Why it went off at 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning, I don't know. I'll be having words with it. Yeah, it seems to be working, so I'm gonna keep on with that. As long as I'm getting a better sleep, then that's all to the good, because you can't function very well when you can't sleep, and I don't want to be making mistakes at work if I'm so tired, but I don't want to be making mistakes in my stitching either, because I want to keep stitching. I don't want to be frogging all the time. So I will keep on with the magnesium spree and see how it goes from there. I don't think I've got anything else to tell you. No, I don't think I have. You can guarantee the minute I stop recording, I'll think, I was going to tell them such and such. But no, I can't think of anything else that I need to tell you. As I said, I will be back tomorrow, rolling the dice. As I say, I'll either do that around lunchtime-ish, or I'll do it after I finish work, which could be any time after 6 o'clock once I've fed the kids. Plans for the next couple of weeks, obviously the stitching day. I'm not sure what I'm taking. I will be taking the seasonal samplers. I will probably take whatever my roll the dice is. If it's something that I really want to work on, then yeah, I will take it. If it's not, then I might give Quilts an outing, the long dog. So we'll see. Haven't really thought about it yet. I was at Knit Natter yesterday, and then now I won't see them until the beginning of October, because they're going to have a get together next week. Obviously I can't, or next weekend, and obviously I can't because I'm going to be in Cheshire or Wales or both. So I won't see them till the beginning of October, which is a shame, but you know, I'll get to see them soon. Carol, who I normally sit beside, she's asked me. I got the tiny town. I think it's over there actually. Hang on a sec. Yes, it is. I think I might have shown you it when I'm at the Scottish retreat in November. A whole bunch of us are doing the Heart and Hands Tiny Towns. We're not all doing the same one. Quite a few of them are doing the Nativity one. But I had a look and I saw this one, and it's a honey of a tiny town. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And Carol was asking about it. And I'd said that we were going to go to Create Nostalgia in October, and she said, could I get her a copy of this while I was there? And I said, yeah, of course I will. So yeah, so I can't wait to get it started. I need to kit it up, actually. I need to have a look through, see what I've already got. It's a combination of Classic Colourworks and Weeks Dye Works. All can do it in the DMC, but I like to use the variegated threads, the hand-dyed threads, because it's closer to what the design is. The solid colours are very nice, and obviously they're cheaper, but I do like to use these the called for threads. And there's a little flower button. There's two little flower buttons. There's a gold round button, 2 gold round buttons and 2 little white buttons. They're tiny, teeny tiny. So yeah, so starting this in November at the Scottish Stitching Retreat. I've just paid my second instalment for that. It's getting closer. Well, we're nearly in September. So I'm really, really looking forward to being there and seeing everyone. Seeing all my buddies, Tammy and Angie and Maureen and Lorna and Nicole and Stuart and Donna, who runs the whole thing, and everybody else. In fact, Karen had posted up a whole load of bobbins that she was going to bring to sell, and I was saying, don't sell them all before I get there, because I won't get there till 5 o'clock in the evening. And I spend all day travelling, and poor Audrey went, "It'll all be gone by the time I get there on Saturday." Bless her. We'll have to hold at least one back for her. But yeah, I'm really, really, really looking forward to starting this. It was Tammy that was sort of the instigator, and I think practically everybody that was at the Stitching Retreat in March was like, "Oh yeah, we want to do it. We want to do it." So a whole load of us doing it now. So I can't wait. I really can't wait. So yeah, and obviously I'll be getting Carol a copy of this as well, so she may well be joining us in stitching it. So that's in November. October, so we're going to create nostalgia, getting through to Die for the weekend, doing some birthday stuff, yeah, just plodding on, getting up, going to work, finishing work, feeding the cats, feeding me, doing a bit of stitching, going to bed. But that's life these days, isn't it? As I say, we're all on retirement. So right, it is now nearly. I've waffled on for nearly an hour and 10 minutes, so I'm gonna let you all go. I can't say have a lovely rest of the month, because it's the last day of the month. So have a safe entry into September. Look forward to hearing what you're stitching and everything else. And I'll speak to you tomorrow with Roll the Dice, and I will see you in 2 weeks' time, which will be hold that thought. Come on, hurry up. So in 2 weeks' time, it will be 14th of September. Blimey, that's halfway through September. Oh God. Thankfully, September's a short month. Right. So, I will see you all on the 14th of September. Enjoy your stitching. Hope you get some finishes. I may have a finish for you the next time I see you. Keep your fingers crossed for that. And I'll see you all very soon. Take care. Bye.